Welcome to Soccer Gaming and welcome to this year's Madden 22 franchise rebuild. In this episode, you're going to find out who we are going to pick. If you already looked at the thumbnail, you already know who we're going to pick. So we're just going to go through here and pick the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, I think, need the best rebuild as far as a team as a whole. A bunch of the younger teams that aren't as good kind of have the building people in place like Trevor Lawrence, and they got all these good quarterbacks. But we're going to do the Falcons because, one, they're struggling. Two, they got rid of Julio Jones, so we need to find another leader for this team. And three is basically Matty Ryan is going to only be around for so much longer. So we need to try to kind of find a new personality with this team. So I felt like this was the biggest rebuild we could possibly do because we're going to have to completely change everything about this team from the quarterback to the running back. We have basically one wide receiver, and the draft hasn't gone very great up until this year where we got Kyle Pitts. So definitely Kyle Pitts, a person that we're going to build this team around going forward. But that's why we selected the Atlanta Falcons. So getting started with this, we are going to be the manager. We're going to own this team. And I kind of looked around, and I think what we want to do is just do a lifelong fan. The financial Mongol makes more sense for me to do because I feel like I would be that type of person. But I want to make it as even as possible. So we decided to just do the lifelong fan, and we'll get the perks that come with that. We also don't get as much money from the financial Mongol gets. So it'll be a little harder to start off this rebuild with being just a fan. So we did just a fan, and we got started with the rebuild, and I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be a really fun one. Our owner is Slacker Gaming, as always, and I want to go over the league settings because I know last year some people had questions about what league settings were, and the skill level is always all Madden for me. I always play on all Madden. I want it to be as realistic as possible, and I don't want to just completely blow everyone out. So that is why I did all Madden. That's why we're doing all Madden. We do the game style assimilation so that we don't have close games just to make it close games. If a team is clearly better, they should win by quite a few. So that's what we did there. I also did the trade tab enable all as always. Coach firing, we decide to do on, salary cap on, superstar abilities on, everything like that. The edit controls, I did any player because I wanted to be able to, if we have a guy at left guard, I want to be able to change him to right guard if we need to, and position changes and stuff like that. No, we're not going to edit any of the we're not going to make a guy faster or anything like that. We just want the ability to be able to move people around if we don't like where they're at. So that's why we did that. Pre-existing injuries off just because I didn't want to mess with people that are already injured. Like, it kind of just skews the rosters, and it skews the teams going forward, so we left it at that. We also left it to the minimum roster size on 46. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know what it really is. I know that 53 is a max. I don't know what the minimum roster size is, so we just left it at 46 and keeping everything what it was as we came in, kind of just looking at what we could change here. Breakout scenarios on. I want development trait. We want everything to be normal as possible, so whatever its default is what we will set it at. Quarter length, I thought about going 15 minutes, but I think we'll stick at 10, play a few games in the preseason, see what it's like. If we need to adjust it to 15, we could do so. If we want to keep it at 10, that should be good enough. Minimum playing clock going to be set down to 20. Everything in the user team help is going to be manual except practice reps. I think we keep that auto. I don't really want to mess with it. It's just not something I really want to look at every single week of the thing. Auto progress off, auto progress talents off, and fill roster on, just in case we do some trades and need a free agent or two to be able to fill the team. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start the league, and we are going to get it started. Looking at the rosters, we got Matty Ryan as our one, McCarron, and then Felipe Franks, which is from Arkansas. I think maybe we'll put him at number 2. We'll have to see. Running back Mike Davis, Cordell Patterson there as well, and then Hawkins, a rookie guy as well we might want to take a look at. There's your fullback Calvin Ridley at wide receiver, Gage Sharp, a couple of guys. Darby looks like he might do something from Arizona State. We'll just have to play around and see, but obviously Calvin Ridley our number 1. Then we got the prized jewel there with Kyle Pitts. Drafted him this year, a rookie out of Florida, supposed to be one of the best tight ends. And if you know how I play and you know how I like to play, you know I will use the heck out of the tight end. So I'm excited that we got Kyle Pitts and that we're going to be able to use him and hopefully make him one of the best tight ends in the league. We also got a rookie at left guard, so that's something we need to look at, whether or not we try to boost him quick or if we go out and try to get a trade or something like that. Jalen Mayfield from Michigan as a rookie at our left guard position. We got another guy at center, Hennessy, his second year, so he's been here for 1 year. We'll look at him as well. Lindstrom on a right guard. He's a pretty good guard for only 2 years in from Boston College, so that right side looking even better than the left side. Left side looks like it's going to be young and rebuildable. The right side got some good players in Caleb McGarry at the right tackle position. So the right side, I think I feel good with. The center I feel good with. It's mostly the left guard and left tackle that we would want to build on that offensive line. Going over to the right end on the defensive side, Grady Jarrett, a guy from Clemson, 6 years in the league, 88, probably our best player. Marlon Davidson also there on the right end side, and 69 overall for him for 1 year. That's pretty good. Last year he was a rookie, so hopefully he can grow up as well. Defensive tackle, 6-year guy from Davidson. Defensive tackle is position I feel like we need to probably build. There's some younger guys here, but I just feel like the defensive tackle is a position, if we run a 3-4 defense, it'd be pretty crucial to have that defensive tackle, that nose tackle, be good. And looking at the linebackers, Deion Jones, a middle linebacker, probably our best linebacker, and linebacker is a position we probably want to grow on a little bit as well. Dante Fowler's not bad. Barkevius Mingo, not bad either, but something that they're older, 6 years in the league, 7 years in the league, so not guys that are going to be a long-term piece of this. A person that will be a long-term piece is Terrell Jr. here. Rookie last year, 77 overall, so already a good start to his career. Hopefully we can keep that going. And then Fabian Moreau, below him, we got decent corners that are decently young, so it's good to see, especially when rebuilding this team. We want some of those critical positions, like the cornerback position, to be a position where there's a ton of young guys. That way we could just, get better every year and keep kind of stacking on one another. So a bunch of young guys here in the cornerback position, and Sheffield, two-year guy from Ohio State, also doing pretty well, and not something I don't think we'll need to address in the offseason or anything like that. Free safety, Dron Harmon, getting a little older. He's only 80, so it could be a guy that we go, someone we go out and get in a trade or free agency. Free safety is probably the place that we need to look at on defense first. Besides that defensive tackle position, strong safety looking okay with Grant. Looks like he's a rookie, so it looks like a guy that we're gonna build a team around, kind of in that defensive secondary. Kicker is gonna be Koo. Punter, looks like we had a guy from last year and a couple guys from last year for their first years, so we'll just kind of see how it goes and see what we can do next. I want to go over the stadium because I want to let you guys know I do not plan on relocating this team. We will stay in Atlanta the whole time. We're going to stay the Atlanta Falcons the whole time. I don't want to relocate this team. So I thought I would show you there that brand new stadium and everything. I don't plan on changing anything as far as relocation goes. I want to stay in Atlanta. I want to be here for the long haul. And then I just wanted to show you the coaching talents and what we got here so far. Our head coach really doesn't have anything. Our offensive coordinator doesn't really have anything. Our defensive coordinator has a few. So possibly a good thing there that we have a defense coordinator that's already better as far as a coach. And you kind of saw our coaches right there. We got Arthur Smith, Henry Brock, and Nichols as our head coach, offense coordinator, and defense coordinator, respectively. Depending on how they do this year, depends on if we keep them or not, and kind of going on from there. We will be running Atlanta's playbook, offensive and defensive playbook. We'll change the scheme around to kind of fit the players, make sure that the players are getting a better job and getting more XP and stuff. But I wanted to let you know that we are staying with, at least for now, we're staying with the playbooks as Atlanta. If we decide that our team does not fit that playbook anymore, we might change it. But I know last year I changed to Kansas City and used their playbook the whole time. But I want to stick with Atlanta's playbook because we are rebuilding the Atlanta Falcons. So I hope you guys are excited for this. I am super excited to try to rebuild this team. I think there's a lot of special things going on this team, and I'm excited to try to take the reins and build them in to that powerhouse. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss the rest of the Atlanta Falcons rebuild. Till next time, Slacker out.